Hey, what's up? It's me, Elay, and you are now listening to Elay Radio. It's a brand new day, it's a new morning, and I feel a little bit more rested compared to the last video I was on. However, I did have fun with recording live being a writer part two. Yesterday, we kind of touched on the significance of who helped inspire me to be a writer and the moment I realized I was a writer. Now, I want to touch on journaling and pick up from part two of where I said I really found out the power of journaling when I was in eighth grade. And our English teacher, David Romantz, he explained to us that a journal don't have to be just black and white words. It don't have to be in the plain old composition book or you don't express yourself. He said you can put pictures in it from magazines, poems, feathers, anything that inspires you, put it in there. You can't draw, just snatch something out of a catalog and put it in there, your dreams or what have you. And on that moment, it made me feel so free because as a child, I didn't have the opportunity to really express myself creatively. My parents were very religious, so there were a lot of things we could not do. So when I was introduced to the power of journaling and being able to have my own personal thing to call my own, I really loved it. I ate that. I ate it up. I ate that up. So, I went home and I remember telling my mom about journaling and that it don't have to be plain and boring. So I was ready to start. I don't remember my very first journal I went to go buy, but I do remember buying several journals throughout my lifetime. I love collecting journals. I get drawn to them. There's so many things you can feel in them. They have the leather bound, they have the regular cardboard kind. They have so many varieties of sizes, and each journal, it seemed like it should only hold certain things. Like there's certain journals where you only want to write your intimate prayers to, like if you write into the Lord and you don't know how to express a prayer and or praise out loud, you can always have a prayer journal. And there's certain styles of journals that you want just for those sacred times, and then there's other journals that are fun, flashy and colorful, like memo journals, like don't forget to do this, or I had a good day there, stuff like that. You still want to document, but it don't really have to have any particular order to. And then there's journals where you want to be as detailed as possible about a memorable moment, just so you can have something to leave with your children. And I love that because I don't care who you are, you can always leave a journal behind. You can always leave something behind for your children and loved ones. Don't think that you have to be a millionaire to have to leave something behind. A journal is powerful too, because the child will be having your thoughts and your feelings and your energy on how you thought of things and how you think of things and what you went through. So date it and pass it on to your child. It's more valuable than money, because if you leave behind money, they're probably just gonna F it over anyways. But a journal, they'll keep more in like a safe deposit box and keep it. And if they don't know who to give it to, if they don't want to keep it, at least they'll probably pass it on to someone who they think will help. So, talking about a journal, I feel it's important to have one, and I like to take my time in most of them. I do like using, my regular hand to write. A lot of people type now, but there's a different feel. Sometimes it's not the same. You want to have a more personal touch with the journal, so you want to write it down with your hand instead of typing it in. Journaling is fun. However, I realized / noticed though, being in a house that had a lot of rules, I quickly found out, I sorely found out that I still wasn't going to be able to express myself in the journal because my parents were going in I have a feeling that they were going in there reading, going through my things, reading stuff, checking up on me. So it's like, what's the point of having a journal if I can't write down and sort out my thoughts and issues and things I'm going through, and they're going to read it and, think left, and it's not even that way. It's just a way of me sorting out my issues, and that happened before, I believe. So it was like, what's the point in having a journal, having something that's my own or belonging to me, if someone's just going to go back and read it and scrutinize over thoughts, over just thoughts and things that I never intended to take action upon, but just thoughts to help me sort out so I can make the right decisions. A journal is where people who don't know how to talk to people well, they go to those to help them communicate better. A journal is what doctors use for children to help them describe how they're feeling. They have them draw or something, but I'm just saying that writing in a journal is powerful for a person who's quiet and don't really have a sense of communicating with people well, who just don't like to. So, once that gets taken away, it's like, well, what do you do now? So I still do like to journal. I don't live with my parents or anything anymore like that, but it's so cool to have a journal. And I encourage that you all keep one, because it is a valuable way to pass down thoughts and ideas, secrets and tales and stories that nobody else will be able to tell but you. It's something to pass on to your children or to your husband, Oh man, so many things you can say about a journal, but I think I'm going to end it there. Tell me about your first journal, your favorite journal, or times where somebody read your journal and thought you were talking about them and it wasn't the case. Oh boy, the power of writing. Be encouraged. You're not a failure. You're not a loser. Your writing, it don't suck. There's an audience for everyone.